Hi Puffins, hi Penguins, it's Mr. Walker here from home. It was lovely to see some of you on Wednesday and Thursday when I came back into school, and I can't wait to come back in after half term to see everybody and be back in class teaching Puffins. I hope you all have a lovely Christmas and a lovely New Year in these very strange times. I thought it might be nice just to read you a bit of a story. You know I love books, and one of my favourite authors is Philip Pullman. Most of his books maybe are for slightly older children, but some of his shorter ones, like this one, The Firework-Maker's Daughter, are perfect for year 3 and 4. So I thought I'd read this one to you, just the first chapter or so today, and then each day of half term I'll pop a new chapter on for you to read and listen to whenever you like. Okay, so it'll be interesting to look at the front cover and see what you think the story might be about. It's obviously called The Firework-Maker's Daughter, so we know there's going to be fireworks being made. So it makes me think it's going to be slightly, an adventure story perhaps. We've got that volcano in the background. It's lovely to look at books before you start reading them and make little predictions about what they might be about. And if you look on the back, there are some other, you can just see, there's other short stories by Philip Pullman that you can get. Clockwork, which is a really good one. I Was a Rat. I've also got Count Carl Stein. So have a look at these little shorter Philip Pullman books because they're really fantastic. Okay, I shall begin. I haven't read a story for a while. Actually, that's not true. I've read hundreds to my little daughter, who is 2, tomorrow on Valentine's Day. So I've just finished making her a cake. So maybe I'll take a photo of the cake and put it on Teams so you can see my cake making skills or lack of skills. Okay, The Firework-Maker's Daughter by Philip Pullman. Chapter 1. 1,000 miles ago, in a country east of the jungle and south of the mountains, there lived a firework maker called Latchland and his daughter Lila. Latchland's wife had died when Lila was young. The child was a cross little thing, always crying and refusing her food. But Latchland built a cradle for her in the corner of the workshop, where she could see the sparks play and listen to the fizz and crackle of the gunpowder. Once she was out of her cradle, she toddled around the workshop, laughing as the fire flared and the sparks danced. Many a time she burnt her little fingers, but Latchland splashed water on them and kissed her better. And soon she was playing again. When she was old enough to learn, her father began to teach her the art of making fireworks. She began with little crackle dragons. That's something great about this book. There's thousands of different cool names for the different fireworks. So the first ones we've got here are crackle dragons, 6 on a string. Then she learned how to make leaping monkeys, golden sneezes, and Java lights. Soon she was making all the simple fireworks and thinking about more complicated ones. One day she said, "Father, if I put some flowers of salt in a Java light instead of cloud powder, what would happen?" "Try it and see," he said. So she did. Instead of burning with a steady green glimmer, it sprayed out wicked little sparks, each of which turned a somersault before going out. And you can see there's some great illustrations in this book. So you can see Lila experimenting with the different fireworks and her dad sort of overseeing, probably being a bit worried that she's going to blow everything up. "Not bad, Lila," said Latchland. "What are you going to call it?" "Tumbling demons," she said. "Ah, excellent. Make a dozen and we'll put them into the New Year festival display." The tumbling demons were a great success, and so were the shimmering coins that Lila invented next. As time went on, she learned more and more of her father's art, until one day she said, "Am I a proper firework maker now?" "Ha ha ha, no, he said. "By no means, ha! You don't even know the start of it. What are the ingredients of flyaway powder?" "I don't know." "And where do you find thunder grains?" "Never heard of thunder grains." "How much scorpion oil do you put in a Krakatoa fountain?" "A teaspoonful." "What? You blow the whole city up. You've got a lot to learn yet. Do you really want to be a firework maker, Lila?" "Of course I do. It's the only thing I want." I was afraid so. It's all my own fault. What was I thinking of? I should have sent you to my sister Jambavati, some great names in this book, to bring you up as a dancer. This is no place for a girl, now I come to think of it. Just look at you. Your hair's a mess, your fingers are burned, and stained with chemicals. Your eyebrows are scorched. How am I going to find a husband for you when you look like that? Well, that's an interesting part. I think this is set a long time ago when people thought girls couldn't do things like make fireworks and they had to just be beautiful and just be pretty and just comb their hair. And we all know that is not the case anymore. Girls and boys can do whatever they like, as long as it's good stuff. Lila was horrified. A husband? Well, of course, you don't imagine you can stay here forever, do you? They looked at each other as if they were strangers. Each of them had quite the wrong idea about things, and they were both alarmed to find it out. So Lila said no more about buying a firework-maker, and Lachlan said no more about husbands, but they both thought about them all the same. Now, the king of that country owned a white elephant. It was the custom that whenever the king wanted to punish one of his courtiers, he would send him the white elephant as a present, and the expense of looking after the animal would ruin the poor man, because the white elephant had to sleep between silk sheets, enormous ones, and eat mango-flavoured Turkish delight, tons of it, and have his tusks covered in gold leaf every morning. When the courtier had no money left at all, the white elephant would be returned to the king, ready for the next victim. So it's so expensive to look after this elephant, it's a punishment to have the elephant because you'll just run out of money. Wherever the white elephant went, his personal servant had to go too. The servant's name was Shulak, and he was the same age as Lila. In fact, they were friends. Every afternoon, Shulak would take the white elephant out for his exercise, because the elephant would go with no one else. And there was a reason for this. Shulak was the only person, besides Lila, who knew that the elephant could talk. One day, Lila went to visit Shulak and the white elephant. She arrived at the elephant's house in time to hear the elephant master losing his temper. "You horrible little boy," he roared. "You've done it again, haven't you?" "Done what?" said Shulak. "Look," said the elephant master, pointing with a quivering finger at the white elephant's snowy flanks. That means the side of the elephant. Written all over his side in charcoal and paint were dozens of slogans. "Eat at the Golden Lantern," "Bangkok Wanderers for the Cup," "Star of India Tandoori House." And right at the very top of the white elephant's back, in great big letters, "Chang loves lotus. True." So it's like advertisements on the side and messages on the side of the elephant. "Every day this elephant comes home with graffiti all over him," shouted the elephant master. "Why don't you stop people doing it?" "I can't understand how it happens, master," said Shulak. "Mind you, the traffic's awful. I've got to watch those rickshaw drivers like a hawk." And you can see the photograph here, the illustration of the elephant with all the advertisements on the side. "I can't look out for graffiti artists as well. They just slap it up and run." But Chang loves lotus must have taken a good 10 minutes on a stepladder. "Yeah, it's a mystery to me, master. Shall I clean it off?" "All of it. There's a job coming up in a day or two, and I want this animal clean." And the elephant master stormed off, leaving Shulak and Lila with the elephant. "Oh, hello, Hamlet," said Lila. "Hello, Lila," said the elephant. "Look what this brat has reduced me to. A walking billboard." "Stop fussing," said Shulak. "Look, we got 18 rupees already, and 10 annas from the tandoori house, and Chang gave me a whole rupee for letting him write that on top. We're nearly there, Hamlet." "The shame," said Hamlet, shaking his great head. "You mean you charge people money to write on him?" "Of course," said Shulak. "It's dead lucky to write the name on the white elephant. When we've got enough, we're going to run away. Trouble is, he's in love with a lady elephant at the zoo. You ought to see him blush when we go past, like a ton of strawberry ice cream." "She's called Frangipani," said Hamlet mournfully. "But she won't even look at me. And now there's another job coming up. Another poor man to bankrupt. Oh, I hate Turkish delight. I detest silk sheets. And I loathe gold leaf on my tusks. I wish I was a normal, dull, grey elephant." "No, you don't," said Shulak. We've got plans, Hamlet, remember? I'm teaching him to sing, Lila. We'll change his name to Luciano Elefanti, and the world will be our oyster. But why are you looking so sad? Said Hamlet. Oh, I've got the wrong voice. But why are you looking so sad? Said Lila. Said Hamlet, as Shulak began to scrub him down. My father won't tell me the final secret of firework making, said Lila. I've learned all there is to know about flyaway powder and thunder grains and scorpion oil and spark repellent and glimmer juice and salts of shadow. But there's something else I need to know, and he won't tell me. Tricky, said Shulak. Shall I ask him for you? He won't tell me. He certainly won't tell you, said Lila. He won't know. He's doing it, said Shulak. You leave it to me. So that evening, after he settled Hamlet down for the night, Shulak called at the Firework-Maker's workshop. It lay down a little winding alley full of crackling smells and pungent noises, between the fried prawn stall and the batik painters. He found Lapshan in the courtyard under the warm stars, mixing up some red glow paste. Hello, Shulak, said Lapshan. I hear the White Elephant's going to be presented to Lord Parakeet tomorrow. How long do you think his money will last? Oh, a week, I reckon, said Shulak. Though you never know, we might run away before then. I've nearly got enough to get us to India. I thought I might take up firework making when I got there. Nice trade. Nice trade, my foot, said Lapshan. Firework making is a sacred art. You need talent and dedication and the favour of the gods before you can become the firework maker. The only thing you're dedicated to is idleness, you little scamp. Blimey. How do you become a firework maker then? I was apprenticed to my father, and then I had to be tested to see whether I had the 3 gifts. Ooh, the 3 gifts there, said Shulak, who had no idea what the 3 gifts were. Probably Lila did, he thought. Did you have them? Of course I did. That's it, sounds easy. I bet I could pass that test. I've got a lot more than 3 gifts. Pah, said Lapshan. That's not all. Then came the most difficult and dangerous part of the whole apprenticeship. Every firework maker, and he lowered his voice and looked around to make sure that nobody was listening. Every firework maker has to travel to the grotto of Razvani, the fire fiend, in the heart of Mount Meripani, and bring back some of the royal sulphur. That's the ingredient that makes the finest fireworks. Without that, no one can ever be a true firework maker. Ah, said Shulak, royal sulphur, Mount Meripani. That's the volcano, isn't it? Yes, you pestilent boy. I've already told you far more than I should. This is a secret. You understand? Of course, said Shulak to console him. I can keep a secret. And Lapshan had the uneasy feeling that he'd been tricked, though he couldn't imagine why. And that's the end of chapter 1. I absolutely love that story. You can see so far, you've got the different characters with sort of different motivations. Lila wants to sort of get away from her dad and be a firework maker. He wants her to just get married as fast as possible. And then you've got Shulak, who's a bit of a trickster, want to try and make as much money as he can from poor old elephant. Lovely. So I'll record another little video tomorrow of chapter 2, and I'll see you then. Have a lovely weekend.